In today's housing market, many homeowners are deciding that it's more affordable to redo than to relocate. If you're thinking about making over your kitchen and staying put for a while, then you're going to love the show today. We've got Kitchen Makeover 101 coming up for you on your home. Now, this is a great neighborhood, and most of the houses were built in the early 1990s. So 20 years later, a lot of them need a makeover. Now, Lamar lives here with his dad, who's 85, and he's decided that it's time to get his kitchen brought up to speed. You're going to love these guys. They're lots of fun. Hi, Lamar.
Hello, Vicki. Where have you been?
I know. Are you ready to get all this project started?
What took you so long, dear? I'm ready.
I'm glad you were saying that.
I've lived here since November of '01. The house was built in 1995. It was sitting back off the road. It was surrounded by trees. Also, the front porch was a nice feature for my dad to go out and sit. We have a courtyard patio, which is very nice. I like that. The kitchen was huge. Of course, it needed some work to it. I don't have an island. I don't have a place to sit in the kitchen. I didn't like the countertops. I wanted granite countertops. Also, I did not like the flooring. I wanted something that was a little bit more up to date. I had a wet bar, which I don't ever use. I had a sitting area. So I wanted that replaced maybe with some storage area cabinets. So one night when I was at a party expressing what I wanted to do to a friend of mine, Vicki, and Vicki said, you know, probably the best place for you to start is to look in some magazines. So there's so much to choose from. And boy, was she ever right. So I didn't know where to go from here, so I brought in some help. I brought in my girlfriend, and I brought in Vicki as well to help me.
Lamar, you weren't kidding, hon. This kitchen needs a lot of help.
So what did I tell you? I knew that.
We need to do a complete makeover in here.
My sentiments? Exactly.
Okay, I think that I'm going to call in my friend Carol. Like, her specialty is designing kitchens. So I'm going to have her come and give me a hand.
I tell you what, I'm going to leave it in your hands and Carol's because I'm running late for a meeting. So take care, and I'd like to see what you work up.
All right, we'll do our best job for you.
Take care.
You know, it's really, if you get two women in a kitchen, like Carol and I, and we start talking and thinking, it can be very scary for a homeowner. So it's just as well Lamar left. It's open, Carol. Come on in.
Oh, hi, Vicki.
What do you think?
My.
Is this like a flashback?
It's 1987. I'm a young woman. I should have my little banker suit on and my floppy tie because this is just, and the gold knobs. This was very well done at the time, but now everything is new. So let's give your client a great, great opportunity.
Okay. I've never seen a stove under the windows in the corner. A sink, yes, but not a stove.
No, that's a no-do. No-do.
Okay.
Not good.
I think the windows should be made larger and go all the way up to the top.
Yes. Architecturally, it just looks so much better. Let some light in and open things up. That is a great idea.
And over there, we've got this wet bar here. He never uses it. Get rid of it, don't you think?
Get rid of that. And then, does he use the desk? Is that? No. This home is a beautiful, square, classic home. And all these kind of weird angles, they are not efficient. They don't work. You don't have the floor plan. And it really doesn't match the architecture of the home.
You know, over there, we've got a closet, which is his pantry. Can you imagine going to there and here to get your stuff and then like 30 feet away?
No, I mean, that's so far away. Plus, I'm assuming this is the back door, so he's coming in with groceries and around the corner and laying everything down. And
well, if we get rid of that pantry up there, where can we put one?
Well, the best storage would actually be right along here. We could do a wonderful furniture-looking piece. We can have great pantry storage, maybe highlight it. You look at the refrigerator would be much better over there, and then even as
gotta have an island.
Gotta have an island and a great serving party place where you can also have people sit. Yes, perfect. As you look at where that cooktop thing is, I would assume we could move it over here, give them a beautiful gourmet stove, and still have ventilation that will go out and work properly. What we'll do is we'll come in, we'll do all the measurements. Now what's great is we can put it all in AutoCAD, we can see it on the computer, we can play with it, we can lay it all out, and then email you some PDFs. You can share that with Lamar, we can change that and make it be exactly the way he wants it to be.
Okay, great. Thanks,
Super.
Carol.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Now, I knew Carol would have some great ideas for us because, you know, when you're doing a kitchen, the thing that you want to make sure is that you always bring in a professional kitchen designer. Builders use them, general contractors use them. They know exactly what needs to be done in a kitchen for workflow and for storage space. I can't wait, though, till Lamar hears that we're actually going to be knocking out walls and ripping up floors. I hope he knows what he's into. Step 1, create a basic design layout. You can always revise it later if necessary. Step 2, investigate what's behind the walls before you start taking them down. And step 3, ask for advice from reliable subcontractors and start pulling together your budget. Well, Lamar, I'm really excited to show you what Carol and I have come up with, okay? This is your island.
All right.
Just like you want it.
I want it, yeah.
Peninsula would used to come out this way. Now you can come right from your garage and the laundry room right into your kitchen.
Okay, good.
Over here we have a whole wall, floor to ceiling, of pantry cabinets over here. We'll have some glass up in the top of them, and we're going to move the refrigerator to this space. And over on this side, we'll have the dishwasher under the counter, more cabinetry. Your windows, we're going to take those windows all the way to the ceiling, give it a new look and more light. We're leaving the cabinets off of this side of the wall to open it up more. We'll just have our vent-a-hood here. And we're doing a custom-built vent-a-hood so it won't stick way out in the room. It'll be nice and slim. And the new cook range right here.
Now, how about seating here? How many seating?
We can seat 4 people on this island.
Okay.
And we're going to have a granite island, which is what you want.
Right.
We're also going to have a sink in here because this is going to become your prep area to prepare food, cooking here, working in this nice little triangle setup we have.
I love it.
Let me show you your flooring. What do you think about that?
Oh, fantastic. 5-inch, right?
5-inch American hardwood. This is oak.
That is amazing. That's beautiful.
I'm glad you love it because here's the news.
What?
We're going to have to tear out all the hardwoods in your entire first floor. Yeah.
Vicki.
Yeah.
I have a budget, remember?
I know you have a budget, and I promised you I would not go over it, and I won't go over it. I promise.
Okay.
Okay, the reason we have to do that is because you have your house is an open floor plan, and there's no place for it to stop or start.
Right.
So your laundry room, your eating area, the kitchen, the dining room, your billiard room, the hallway, even your half bath, they're all connected, and you can't change up one from the other.
I see.
So we're going to go with this all the way through. It'll update your house with this new wider board. You're going to really love it.
I love it already, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is what your cabinets are going to be in.
Fantastic. I saw this color somewhere else. I like that.
Yeah, this is an espresso, and this happens to be American hardwoods again. They are a maple cabinet with an espresso stain on it.
Wow.
And this is going to be across the wall where you have your new pantry area because we're going to be tearing out your walls over here, Lamar, and getting rid of this closet.
What?
The pantry's too far away, and we want to do a seating area over here so you can do more entertaining.
Well, where am I going to store it?
You're going to put all this in your pantry across that wall over there with your new cabinetry. But the cabinets around the back, the perimeter cabinets, because you have so much white in this house, the traditional flavor of it, and I know you were afraid of that, like what do I mix together?
Right.
Well, the solution is to mix the cabinetry. We're going to go to white cabinets around the back walls, and that's going to really tie everything in together.
That looks wonderful together.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And that's the new thing, too, now, mixing up different colors of cabinetry so they match. We'll put some great glass in the top. You'll have plenty of storage, that big island that you want for entertainment. And it's only going to take us 6 weeks to do this job.
Only 6 weeks?
Only 6 weeks. Keep you on budget, keep you on time. I'll be your best friend, right?
I tell you what, you get a double thumbs up.
Thanks, Carolyn. I'm glad he likes it.
I love it.
This is a project that requires lots of professional subcontractors to pull it all together. When you start any major project, be sure you hire a professional for the job. But where do you start? No one knows more about hiring the right pro than Angie Hicks from Angie's List.
One of the first things you should do is really get some ideas of what you want the project to be. Think about remodeling. Pick up remodeling magazines. Tear out pictures of things you like. Well, once you have your ideas, then you want to start researching contractors, finding out which ones are experienced in the type of work you want done. Then interview at least 3 of them. Have them come to your house. get an estimate in writing. That way you can be sure that you're comparing apples to apples. When you're talking money with a contractor, you want to be first very clear about what your budget is. Also, be sure you leave a cushion in the amount of the project. So if you're going to go and spend $20,000, keep an extra $2,000 back that you can potentially use for changes that might come along. All the information on Angie's List comes from consumers, and we put a big emphasis on the reliability of these reports. This is really the foundation of the service. We collect reviews on over 500 different types of local service categories. We've been in the service business for 15 years and started in the home improvement industry.
Our GC on this project is Karen Mancuso, and she is with Eye on Design. Karen and I've worked together before, and I can't believe it, but you're going to do it again with me, huh?
I believe it.
What do you think of our designs?
Well, you know, Vicki, I've had these drawings for a little while, and I am so excited about this transformation.
It's going to be great, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, we've put together a really good team, and you've got some great people that are going to be helping us with this project. In fact, why don't we just meet our team? Every one of our team members is a real pro. I know they're going to help us with everything. What do you think might be a problem that we're going to get into with this project?
You know, Vicki, with any project, when it gets to the demolition stage, there could be unforeseens. And that could be anything from something behind the walls. It could be a little bit of extra electrical work. But more than likely, there might be some delays and things, and that would probably be the only thing that would hold it up.
Okay, so if we, you're going to put together a timeline for me, right?
Yes.
And that timeline will be a great cue sheet for me to do my job, which, as the designer, is to make sure that I get everything here on time, delivered the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Now, what is the biggest mistake do you think every homeowner makes when they enter into a big old project like this?
Well, I think a lot of times that the homeowner doesn't do proper planning, and like anything, a good plan usually brings success, and sometimes they don't understand the magnitude of the project versus the reality of the cost.
Well, Lamar's going to realize the magnitude of this project when he shows up in about a week and he sees walls knocked out, floors ripped up, stubbed up plumbing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then it gets to be like overwhelming.
Right.
Well, we're going to try and make all, you know, we've got all of our decisions already made, and we're going to try and not have to delay the project at all. If they decide they want to change their mind halfway through, that gets expensive.
Absolutely, and that's what we call in our industry a change order. If a change order happens, we're now talking about a delay in time, and that's a cost because time is money.
You're going to give me that timeline so I can be sure I get everything here for people and I don't cause the problem.
Absolutely.
All right? And you're going to follow through like any good general contractor and make sure your guys do their job, and gals.
Yes.
We got more women working on this project as well.
That's right.
So, all right, well, Karen, I'm excited about it, and, you know, Lamar's really excited to see this project, and I know you're going to do a great job.
Absolutely. Thank you.
With our plans all approved by Lamar and our team in place, it's time for these cabinets to go out of here, the floors to come up, and these walls to come down. Our plans for remodeling this 1990s kitchen are moving along really well. Well, until I got a call from Karen, our general contractor. Hi, Karen. It just keeps getting to be more fun and more fun, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, we told you last time when we were talking about the kitchen and we were in the planning stage, you can see we've made a lot of progress. But one of the things we told them was to plan for the unexpected, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we had a few unexpected things in the kitchen, obviously. So, you know, I was just looking at blueprints, and it's amazing how blueprints can change when the actual structure goes.
Exactly. Because, you know, if you're lucky even enough to have the blueprints of your original construction of your home, which most of us don't, Lamar had held on to them. We looked at these blueprints when we laid out the kitchen initially, found out they were not accurate. And a lot of times that happens. You get out in the field, they make last-minute choices, the plans don't get changed. Well, here's what we found out. Remember we told you we were going to be knocking out walls? That was part of the big fun of it? Well, before you knock down a wall, you got to look at what's behind it, correct?
Absolutely. And this was one of our surprises. If you had looked at the blueprints, this didn't exactly reveal this, but what we have is a structural I-beam. And so we couldn't take this wall out.
Right up there,
you
that
see it
big
right
metal
here in the corner.
beam right there. It's setting on top of this wall here.
Absolutely.
We wanted to get rid of this wall so we could open up the walkway, see the backyard from the kitchen. We can't do it. Where does this beam end up?
Well, unbelievably, it ends up on this wing wall that we wanted to take out.
So this wall can't come out. But what we can do with this one, because the beam we could see after Bill cut the holes in it, our carpenter, we could see this beam went all the way back to the wall of the dining room. Right. So we're going to cut this back, what, about 5 inches here?
We're about 3.5, 4 inches back.
We also could not take out this wall because it is supporting
the stairwell.
So that one has to stay.
Yeah, that has to stay as well.
This wall could not come down for what reason?
Well, this wall is interesting because when we opened it up, what we found is we have what's called polybutylene pipes. And polybutylene, while they're not really being made now, were made a lot in the 90s, that would be a big issue code. We would have to actually redo the entire second floor of piping if we open this can of worms.
Yep. A lot of times, you know, something can last, it can be structurally fine for you, but if you get into it, there's no such thing as grandfathered in anymore. Has to get all ripped out. This would have been outrageously expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So this wall stays. On the other side, the pantry. We were going to take it out. Let's see what we found here. This pantry, we could tear it out. You can see the angle wall, and it opened up the space we wanted for the seating area. But the wall, which I really had my heart set on that.
I know.
This one can't come out because of what?
We have another structural I-beam, Vicki, and interestingly enough, on these plans, and this just shows you how these change, it really only shows that I-beam coming to the center, but actually it connects to this back wall. So it's just another surprise.
That's one of the reasons we have this big, wide open space is because it's being supported by these beams. So if you're doing remodeling projects at your own house and you're thinking, oh, it can't be a support wall because it doesn't go all the way across the room, think again. We have 5 different 2-foot walls in here, of which none of them can come out because they're all structural elements. If you take a look at our kitchen, though, you're going to be able to see how our new kitchen's going to lay out. Let's take a look at that. This is one of the reasons that you never want to order your cabinets before you find out exactly what sizes your spaces are going to be. Do your field measurements.
Exactly.
Lucky for us, he hadn't turned in the order yet and he could make adjustments. And we're really not going to be that far off of the design that we started with originally. Now he's got it all laid out on the floor. And what's the purpose of this, Karen?
Well, this gives everyone else that's coming into the scenario in the beginning, the electrician, the plumber, and if the carpenter needs to be back in here, to see where their dimensions are to do their rough ends. They know exactly where they need to come in on this floor. So where the water's going to come up
exactly,
and electrical, et cetera, et cetera. They know where to mark and make sure that they're dead on with that.
Right, and then we're going to have pendant lights coming from the top. And the last thing you want to see happen is them not be centered.
Absolutely.
Or go in the wrong direction. So this is really a key element. Unfortunately for Jim, he drew this on the subfloor. Our hardwood flooring guys, I've never seen faster team than that in my life. They laid 1,200 square feet of hardwood floors in a day and a half.
Absolutely.
Incredible. So they covered up Jim's drawing, so he had to come back in this morning and put new ones on. But these will stay here until he actually comes in and sets the cabinets on it. Right. So do you think we're all set with the new design? Everything's going to fit?
I think we're great. I think the only thing I have a little concern, Vicki, about the dimensions of the sink.
The corner sink
over here? The corner sink here, so I think we need to revisit it and maybe look at some other thoughts on the size of this sink.
Okay, well, I have my catalog in the car. When I go get it, we'll bring it in, we'll kind of thumb through it and see what our solution's going to be.
All right, thanks, Vicki.
Next challenge to deal with, the color of the wood on the stairs doesn't match up with the new, darker hardwood flooring.
Hey guys, it's looking good. Any problems?
Very fine.
Okay, good.
Hey Maria.
Hey Vicki, how are you?
Good, how's it going?
Doing pretty well.
Now, I'm so glad that Lamar decided to let us go ahead and refinish these stairs so that they'll tie in with the brown finish on the floors.
Yeah, I'm glad he did that also because this adds so much value to the home.
It did, and we have the blonde here, we have the brown here, but you came up with some good ideas if we had to go that route.
Yes, if Lamar had not decided to do this, what we could have done is a front blonde inlay in the front entryway, and it would have tied it right into the steps.
Well, that's a good tip because a lot of times people don't want to spend the money to replace all the hardwoods, or maybe they're doing their remodeling in phases. What are some other ways that they can kind of make it happen?
What they can do is they can refinish the floors instead of replacing them. Another thing they can do is do like herringbone and do it one room at a time.
So like lay the flooring in a different style or a different pattern so it looks like it was intended versus an accident or something to cover up a choice.
Exactly.
Okay, well, great. Well, you guys, I can't wait to see these tie in. I think they're going to look super, and it'll go with the beautiful floors.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it's going to look good.
Maria.
Thank you, Vicki.
Use a calendar to keep track of your timeline for your remodeling project so everyone involved can do their job when it's needed. This will keep from delays later on. Everyone would agree that hardwood floors are certainly beautiful, but did you ever stop to think about how long they can last you as a homeowner? They can last over 100 years because they can be refinished over and over again if they're solid American hardwood floors. In fact, some of our best historical homes have hardwood floors, like Monticello, for example. The upfront cost may seem a little bit higher when you're selecting hardwoods over some other types of flooring materials, but if you really look at the long-term cost for the care and upkeep on them, you'll find out that the best value is in hardwood flooring. And if you have family members that have allergy problems, well, a lot of doctors recommend hardwood flooring because you can't trap any pet dander or dust mites in them. They're easy to clean and keep down those allergens. As far as versatility with hardwood floors, well, there doesn't come a bigger selection in hardwood floors than we have in American hardwoods. You can get them in any color or style that you want, and you can also tie those colors and styles into your cabinetry and into other rooms and even existing floors like Maria and I talked about. Now, durability, well, hardwood floors are certainly durable because stop and think about it. People play basketball on maple floors. You even bowl on hardwood floors. That's pretty durable no matter how rambunctious your family and kids are. And if you ever look at real estate listings, you'll see that they always call out the fact that there are hardwood floors in that house. That's because they are a real value to those that are out there shopping for homes. So for our project here for Lamar, we want to make sure that we give him something that's really beautiful, something that's going to last, and something that will help with his resale value. But to tell you the truth, I think he's going to love this house so much when we're done, he's never going to want to move. Hey, Tim.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Looks like it's coming along here, and now it's your turn to do some damage.
Fortunately for me, we already have a lot of can lights here, so we're not going to have to do a lot of adding of the can lights, which usually we do when we're upgrading the kitchen. Another thing is that you weren't able to take down some of these walls.
I know, I could hear you cheering the moment I got the call.
I didn't wish for it or anything, but it worked out that way. And so that made a lot less work for us. We didn't have to remove a lot of the wires in some of these exterior little short walls.
Yeah, because that's where they had all of them stuck into. Well, CJ sent me over the lighting design for you, so because I know we're going to move around some of these cans.
Yes.
And Jim already has the island drawn out, so you know where to put those pendants. Yeah, and I think we want to do 3 across here because it's such a long island.
It is a big island.
To put those across there, and that'll work for it. Over here, though, here's my question. We're going to have tile. We're going to be putting some ceramic tile in here. We got all of these plugs. Can we eliminate? I hate having a plug in the middle of a tile.
Yeah, sure. Something that we do a lot now is we put plug molding underneath the cabinets, and so we'll bring it all the way up, and we'll actually stub our wire out underneath the cabinet, and then we'll have our plug mold all the way against the back of the cabinet, because a lot of people, they spend a lot of time and effort in doing the tile, and they want to be able to see it, and they don't, like you said.
Especially if you're going to do a design. I think we're going to do solid. But now the plug mold is just you could plug in anywhere along that strip?
That's right. It'll be designed differently. It'll be like every 6 inches or so, like that, but it'll certainly meet code as far as spacing on receptacles.
Okay, and I guess that's our biggest deal with working with electricity is, because we're, of course, getting everything inspected, and that is with that code of where you have to place everything.
Absolutely. That's the biggest challenge that we have when we're working with designers is maintaining the code and then keeping the integrity of the design. And sometimes it's a battle, but it's like, they're not going to...
I try to be helpful, I know.
And you're very helpful. But, generally, as long as you have good communication and everybody knows what's going on, you can get it worked out from the beginning. Like even Jim and I were talking this morning about how we were going to get our power up in this island and where we were going to put our receptacles and stuff so it would meet code. But also the code is so that it's functional. You want to be able to plug stuff in over here.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Now, Jim, we're going to take out a lot of these can lights. We're replacing some with pendants. We're going to leave as many as we can. Do you think we can recycle these can lights? I mean, they look pretty ugly right now, but...
Yes, definitely. The good thing about this kitchen is it did have a lot of can lights. The other thing is that they're 6-inch cans. They're the bigger cans. So that's going to give us the best variety of trims to choose from and light bulbs.
So we can just change this out?
That's right. We can change out this trim and this light bulb.
We'll get the ones that we need in here. I'd like you to add a couple of more. I've got the plan right here. What are we going to do about the transformer? Because those have to be different kinds of light, little puck lights over there that are LEDs.
There's actually going to be a cavity back here behind the refrigerator where we're going to be able to put the transformer and then go up actually above the cabinets.
Okay.
So we just have our little puck lights and we don't have any exposed wire.
What if we have to get to that transformer, though, to repair it or something?
We're going to make it to where you can pull the refrigerator out and get to it.
And you can access it because we may have to replace it in a few years. Well, I'm going to let you go ahead and do it. I'm going to leave the plans with you.
Great.
So if you have any questions, just give me a call.
Okay, I will. Thank you, Vicki.
Check in with Karen. She's got everything.
Okay, I will. Thanks.
Well, our project is coming right along. And as you can see, our dumpster's full, and that always tells me that work is being done. Now, next time, we're going to be putting the finishing touches on this remodeling project. Cabinets are going in, countertops going down, and of course, I'll be doing some decorating in that space as well. Make it a date to join me right here again, because you know you want to see how it turns out. See you soon.
If you would like additional information about today's guests or project ideas, please visit us on the web at foryourhome.com. We will do our best to help you out.